Yeah, hi guys, everybody out there. Peter back for yet another video. Um, I came up with a thought that I'll put past you guys. See what you think. I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, do bands, artists, whatever you want to call it, go on for too long. Now I'm going to give examples of a band that finished up and then we never heard from them again, or they might have did a reunion show, but they never really lingered on, if you got what I'm saying. So I'm going to give examples now of bands who might have gone on for too long. I'll start off with Kiss. Now, I was a Kiss fan growing up, big Kiss fan. Did they go on for too long? I mean, they had they had their makeup years, they had their unmasked years, they did the reunion in 96. And then they just went on and on and on, and they had Paul Stanley had voice problems. There's a bit of tapes being used and all that, and with age, of course, they're resorting to tapes and for vocals or whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? So, did Kiss go on for too long? Look, I'm glad they were out there doing it still. I went to a couple of the last tours, the end of the road tour, or whatever it was, and it was good. But the things were being used, tapes and whatever. But it's a yes or no situation as far as they go. I'm glad they're out there doing it. It's good they're there for the fans and that. But in another way, it's not what it was. You know, it's not, they're not younger and all that like they used to be. So that's one example. And another one lately it's cropped up is AC/DC, one of my favourites, of course. You can see my shirt. They got no Phil Rudd, no Cliff. They got Brian Angus and nephew Stevie, which is good. Look, they're rumoured to be touring Australia. I'll probably front up and see them. But yeah, are they going in for too long? Well, Angus is out there. Angus looks in pretty good form. Brian, from all reports, is a bit up and down in the vocals, vocal performance. Yeah, so it's an interesting one. Again, you don't want to see him go, but have they gone on for too long? Look, both Kiss and AC/DC probably have gone on for too long, I must say, but you know, in the back of your mind, you're glad they're out there doing it, should I say. So that's a couple of examples. Another one is the Rolling Stones. Again, Jagger's now 81 and Keith's 81 or close to 81, around that area. Charlie's gone. You know, they're getting older, but the fans seem to enjoy it, but you know, they're sort of lingering on. They did a new album, but the albums are few and far between these days, even for those other two bands I mentioned. So that's another example. So, but you're glad, it's nice that they're out there in your mind. You think, oh, it's nice they're out there doing it, but you know, is it? See, I'm a bit on 50-50 with this. Band's going on for too long. I think you want them to be there, but really, in your back of your mind, they should have called it a day. You got what I'm saying, guys? So there's three examples: Kiss, AC/DC, and the Rolling Stones. I'm trying to think of somebody else who might have gone on for too long. Yeah. Well, they're three good examples. I felt, you know. Now bands who probably stopped at the right time. Now I'll go on to that. One that comes to mind immediately is the Police. They did 5 studio albums. I thought, that's it. That's all we got to say. We're done. There you go. We might have had our arguments over the years, but we're done now. So that's what Police did. But although they did come back for a reunion tour, which I did attend, wasn't too bad. It wasn't the greatest show, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, so there's that. They sort of really just went away. They did a reunion, but they weren't, over the years, still being around and making the odd album and so on. They just left it at that, did that little reunion. Apart from that reunion tour, that's about it. So that's an example of a band stopping at the right time. You know, they did Synchronicity. They were at their peak. They did some really good albums, great albums actually. And yeah, so there's an example of a band stopping at the right time. Another one that immediately comes to mind is the mighty Led Zeppelin. When Bonzo died, John Bonham, that was it for them. No other drummer coming in. They felt the four of us were Led Zeppelin. That's how it is. If one of us is not here, sick or passed or whatever, that's it for us. And I got to respect that thing, because they could have easily got another guy and raked in more money and just kept going and going and going. But they were true to themselves. They felt, no, Bonzo is very important as he was. So that is it for us. We're finished. You got to sort of respect that sort of thing. But all they did that Live Aid, which performance in the mid '80s, and they did one reunion show, that 2007, with John Bonham's son Jason on the drums, which was well received. So that was that 2007 show, which is pretty good actually. So that's a band, they're Police and Led Zeppelin. It's a band who really didn't really push till till they were declining, so to speak. I can't really think of too many others. I think, yeah, that's about it, I think. But the Doors were one of my favorites. Of course, Jim died. They did continue as a trio for a while. A couple albums which were panned, viciously panned. And so the Doors sort of, after Jim, were, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to replace Jim? You can't replace Jim. And they knew that. They went as a trio. The magic was gone. Jim was the face of the Doors. Without Jim, there is no Doors, practically, in reality. So, and I'm a big Jim fan, as you guys know. So there's that. So they sort of had a go after Jim was gone, but realised we're flogging a dead horse here, and that was it for them. So there's another example of that sort of thing. And there have been other examples, but three from bands who keep lingering, and another three which stopped or realised after a while that we can't do much more than this, and there's other examples, I'm sure, but which will come to my mind. But when I first started figuring out this video, they're the sort of ones I came up with. And there are other examples, of course. You could say the English band, The Jam. I think they wound up, they had nothing else to do. Paul Weller was from The Jam. I quite like The Jam, actually, but I'm not an expert on The Jam. But they did all those albums, and then Paul Weller was going in another direction musically. You sort of tell by the last album. He did Style Council, and then he did his solo career. So there's another sort of example of all that stuff. Here in Australia, there's Cold Chisel, who did their Last Stand tour. They said, that's it, we can't go on. But then now they've over the years, they've got together quite a bit actually, and done more albums. So they did stop for quite a long time, but then they've decided to, give it another go. And they've just done a reunion tour. I didn't attend that show, but, and they do albums. They've done 3 or 4 albums since that early 80s period. So there's another example. And there are many more, I think, but they're the few that come to mind on both sides of the fence, going on too long, but you're still glad they're there in a way, that sort of thing. And another thing is the ones who sort of know, oh, well, there's no point in pursuing this any longer. We've said all we can say, and so on and so forth. So that's my thoughts on that, guys. What do you think of this this sort of thing? Be interested to know what you guys think of this. This is quite an interesting topic. So comment down below, subscribe, share. Appreciate everyone for subscribing and watching. And I'll see you guys again for another video. Let me know down below what you think of this, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye for now, guys. Bye.